Hey YouTube, what's going on? How's everybody feeling? I'm sorry for the crazy light. Um, but I just wanted to come at you guys with an update video, just vlogging about me, my life, the changes that I've been making, the thinking that I've been doing, and just really trying to reach out to you guys and send you guys some positivity, some knowledge that could really help you. That if I would have known years ago, I probably would be a lot better off. So I'm gonna do like a haul today slash chit chat. So just an update on the whole car situation. I've been saying I wanted to get a new car, but I'm not. I've decided to continue saving my money and slowly update my car so that when I sell my car, it has a lot more amenities to whoever I'm selling it to. So right now I'm getting air conditioning in my car because it didn't have air, and it's costing me about $250. So it's costing me a pretty penny, but I'd rather spend a pretty penny to be comfortable throughout the summer and do that rather than be hot and driving around for the whole summer, because I was driving around last summer and I didn't have air and it was pretty hot. So I deserve it. I work hard, and my goal is to basically invest in my car. I'm gonna get the radio fixed, the air. I think that's pretty much all that I'm going to get. I may get a body kit because I saw a really cute body kit, but I really don't think a body kit makes a difference in the way that the car looks unless it's painted a different color. So I think that I'm not gonna worry about the appearance. It's a good car. It runs fine. All the work that needs to be done to it is just, going to be based on my safety and the car mechanics being up to par, like the engine and all that. Um, so I went to the store today and I got a couple of things, and I have been changing my diet a lot. So I want to do a haul about all of the things that I've been doing. So I'm just grabbing my kombucha because, yes, I'm all about that life. And so far, I've tried out 4 different types of kombucha. It might be 3. I might have got 2 of the same one. And so, yes, I am going to go back into my whole probiotics spiel with you guys. So as you know, maybe I won't go into too much detail, but probiotics are really good for you for a number of different reasons. Number one, they help you just to picture your body as a huge vagina. This is going to sound kind of weird, but a lot of times when a woman gets a yeast infection or bacterial vaginosis, it's because she has an imbalance in her pH. And pH is just a fancy word for imbalance of bacteria. Bacteria all holds this pH level of acidity or basicness. So when a woman gets a infection, it's because she has an imbalance. So you can get an infection that's not sexually related. So, like for instance, if you take a bubble bath and you use a shower gel for the bubble bath that's that has perfume in it, and I know a lot of ladies have done this before, you can actually get bacterial vaginosis because of that. And the reason is that soap gets inside of your vaginal cavity and it cleans out everything. So imagine your entire body that way. Anytime you get sick and they really don't know what it is, what they do is what the doctors do is they give you an antibiotic which takes and it cleanses out everything, all of the bacteria, the good and the bad. Why am I focused on good and bad? Well, that's for 2 reasons. When you have pH is your pH is a measure of the levels of good and bad bacteria. So whenever you're healthy, your pH balance is at a 7, which is basically the pH of water. pH of water can be up to 9.5, more ionized. I think the more alkaline, the better. You can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm kind of just saying what I think is correct based on my research. So when you have a balance, a good balance between good and bad bacteria in the body, it prevents infections. So another way you can familiarize yourself with it is like when your parents tell you not to eat too much sugar because you get acne, which I have been eating a lot. This is why a lot of times around a girl's period we get a lot of breakouts, because we start to eat a lot of sugar to prepare for our period, which a lot of times decreases our energy. And so we eat all that sugar to kind of like reserve and create energy in preparation for our period. So when you're constantly eating sugary foods, these foods feed the bad bacteria, which you can picture as a bump. Like you eat a lot of sugar and you get bumps all over your face. This is considered a bad bacteria, right? It's your glands are filled with oil, and so you can kind of come to some sort of common ground when I talk about good and bad bacteria. So that's an example of how you're eating that sugar. What does the sugar have to do with bad bacteria? Well, the sugar feeds bad bacteria, and a lot of times bad bacteria is looked at as yeast, which is a fancy word for any type of growth, some type of growth that the body doesn't deem as beneficial. So a lot of times people get cancer, which is a big fancy word for growth. So yes, when you get those little bumps, you can look at that as cancer. So if you continue to eat all those sugars and all those yeasts and all those foods that are outside of the balance that your body needs to be considered healthy, you're going to get growth, whether it be a big gut or bumps on your face, psoriasis, eczema, lots of things like that can be cured by your balance, by you eating a balanced diet between that promote growth of healthy bacteria. You can eat a pro and a prebiotic. A prebiotic feeds the probiotics, which is the healthy bacteria in the body. So with that being said, I got kombucha. So I've got a couple of different kinds here. So these are the different kinds that I have. Oops. This one I'm drinking now. I drink most of it. So this is called, the brand is GTS. It's really good. And it's, the flavor is Guava Goddess. It's organic kombucha. And if you look at the back, it has the ingredients. See if I can just turn this around. So the ingredients are probiotics, bacillus, coagulans, 1 billion organisms of those probiotics. So we've got all of these names here. Per bottle is all the different types of probiotics. All right, so this is kombucha made with kombucha culture, black tea, green tea, and kiwi juice, and it's guava puree. And you should not be consuming this if you're pregnant, because this is basically fermented. So it's like, I don't know if you've seen the videos where the giraffes and the monkeys eat the fermented fruit and they get drunk. It's like that. So it's a very small percent of fermentation. When I drink it, it cannot make you drunk or impaired to drive. But as far as a fetus and a baby growing inside of you, it's that type of thing. So my fiance really didn't like this. The great thing about this brand is, to me, it's like a Sprite. It's like a soda, or if you're from the Midwest, we call it pop. Because when you open the lid, you can hear that fresh. Let me see if I can do it. If you can maybe hear it. You heard that? I can barely get it open. So as soon as you take it off, it kind of even. So it's very fizzy, very bubbly. What's gonna happen is, well, when I had this, it got rid of my gut. I had a lot of bloating, so it got rid of that. And truth be told, a lot of people that have guts, if you look at them, people with guts look fat, usually just in the stomach. And the reason for that is because there's a huge overgrowth of bad bacteria. And that's the reason why you have so much growth there, is because you're consuming so much bad bacteria. Or foods that feed bad bacteria, like breads, rices, sugar, lots of sweets, things of that nature. So when you drink kombucha, what it does is it just replenishes the good bacteria so that it can balance your body and fight those growths. So the next thing I went to the store and I bought was these pure cotton pads. And this one is an overnight one and the other one is regular. And the reason that I did this is because I've been thinking a lot about the things that I've been consuming, and just like these pads and these tampons. I stopped wearing tampons because they're made with bleach. They're made with a lot of different chemicals, and a lot of companies don't make the chemicals that they use available because it's their patented ingredients. So they'll tell you some but not all. And I just feel like I have to take care of my body, and that's probably one of the most important parts. It's just so much when I think about a tampon, and I really never thought of it before. But if you know anything about miscarriages and just afterbirths and what happens after you birth a child, a lot of times what the doctors will do when you do have a miscarriage is they want to wait until the pregnancy hormone called HCG goes to 0. And so the reason they want to do this is because they want to make sure that you don't have any type of fleshly materials inside of your body, because when they decay, if you have a miscarriage, I'm sorry that happened, but what happens is after you have a miscarriage, if you have small pieces of flesh in your body, when it decays, it can cause a infection, and so you want to get that out. A lot of times during a miscarriage, they tell you not to wear tampons because you're keeping that in there. So that those materials and those byproducts need to come out. And when you wear a tampon for 2, maybe even 3 hours, that flesh and those materials are just kind of like decaying inside of you. So I thought about a period, and not a lot of women think about this, but when you actually become pregnant, when you find out before your period or right after, technically, well, this is not technically because it's not right, but a lot of people think that they're 1 month pregnant, and they're actually not 1 month pregnant. They're actually only 2 weeks pregnant. So what happens is when you get a period, and the time up until when you have a period, the first 2 weeks before your period, your body is basically preparing itself for a baby. So the blood that's inside of you is usually the blood that's going to be used to create the placenta and house that baby. So although that's not technically the baby, every woman is quote unquote pregnant the first 2 weeks before her period. And this is the reason why when you find out you're pregnant, they say you're 1 month pregnant. So a lot of times when you guys have a period, it's very important to for me personally, this is what I think, it just dawned on me that I need to let all of those byproducts come out in a pad, because if you're just keeping that in you for 2 hours, all of that is not as advanced as a miscarriage materials, because those are a little bit more advanced in their chemical makeup, but it's the same basis. So I just noticed such a huge change when I started wearing pads, just regular pads. I just noticed that I had a lot more flow. I had a lot less cramping, a whole lot less cramping, and I just felt a lot more normal and a little bit less cautious. So that's what I got. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the deodorant that I got. So last year I was making my own deodorant, and this year I think I'm going to start doing that again. I just really hadn't perfected the deodorant that I had. So this is the deodorant. It's Tom's, and it has no aluminum, no parabens, and no artificial fragrance. It's made with lavender. So if you try this, let me know. I'm not going to try this for too long. I really want to stick to completely organic made products, and although this says this is what it is and it definitely smells like it, I just want to be completely safe, because your underarms are like the gateway to your lymph nodes, and a lot of women get breast cancer by using aluminum and these parabens. But it says that it hasn't been animal tested, that there's no artificial color. Let's just read it together. So, yep, no artificial colors, flavors, fragrance, or preservatives. They share every ingredient and its source. Okay, sustainable practice. Okay, so these are the ingredients here. And I don't really even like these ingredients because I really don't know what they are. What is glycerol laurate? And I'm pretty sure it's one of those ingredients where you look it up and you still don't really know what it is. But it's a start for the summer. It's 90 degrees here where I'm at. So I've been working. I bought this last week. So this week I'm going to definitely create my own deodorant. But I'm going to not boil it this time. I'm just going to start with the powder. I'm looking at getting arrowroot, coconut oil, my fragrance, whatever I decide to use, and just kind of mixing it together, because I find that when you boil something, what happens is when it gets hot, it has a tendency to melt again. So if I start with dry, and I think I'm going to continue to have dry. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is couponing. Bam! So I started couponing, and I'm not going to go through them with you, but you can learn how to do it on your own. Racks on racks on racks on racks on racks. But I started couponing, and I spent everything came up to $15 at the store. I went to CVS today, and I ended up using 2 coupons, just 2, and I ended up spending like $8. So when I went to the store, I got these pads, I got this toothpaste. This was $4.19, and these were $5 each. And then I got some candy. I know I shouldn't put that. I got Lindor truffle, and I got another candy. I think I got something else. I can't think of what it was. But all of that, this was, like I said, this might have been $5.99 each. So this was 12, and then this was it was $16, and then the candy probably plus taxes brought it up to like 18. So definitely gonna continue to coupon, because every time I go there, they give me like this huge long list of coupons. So with that being said, that's what I've been doing. This is where I'm at. Get you some kombucha, get you some all natural deodorant. Take care of your body with those cotton pads if you want to look into them. Alternative methods, really we have to take care of our bodies. These manufacturing and processing companies are not looking out for our best interests. They're looking out for their bottom line, and we have to look out for ourselves as well. So much love, peace. I'll be coming at you in the future with some poems that I've done, and have a great and blessed day.